Hey, what's up, YouTube? Enforcer5150 here, and today we're going to just go ahead and do some comparisons between the RTX and the GTX graphics cards, mainly the RTX 2080 and the GTX 1080 Ti. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick run through here of 4K. I know that this is not something that everybody will run on, CSGO. It's just not one of those things. I also want to apologize. I've been very sick for the last week, since last Friday, and that's why I really haven't done any videos or uploads of the RTX cards. Hopefully, I can get past this nasty cold and do it next week. So with the CSGO 4K, we get about 29 frames per second when we jump to the main smoke areas, which are stacked up and stuff like that. But we get an average of 180, so it's not really that bad. But you really want to max out your frames per second with CSGO, and I don't see anybody actually going with any higher than this or I'd say I don't see anybody going with this until maybe we have higher cards. So here we go with 1440p. We're going on the highest possible settings, and we are comparing to the 1080 Ti armor that I had, and this is the Founders Edition of the 2080. I want to make this clear that I'm not saying if you wanted to upgrade from the 1080 Ti, because I'm going to tell you this right now, right off the bat. You do not want to do that. There's no real reason, especially in a professional setting. If you're going competitive with CSGO or anything like that, you do not need to upgrade your 1080 Ti, because it is very, very close. If you do upgrade, you're going to want to go with the 2080 Ti instead of the 1080 Ti. And even at that, it's a decent boost, but it is a boost that you're going to want in competitive. When you're looking at competitive, I'm talking about professional. You're making money with it, and you're not worried about the cost. You're not worried about spending $1,200 on a card. You want to spend whatever you can to get the most frames per second possible, period. And it doesn't matter the cost. And that's when you're in that competitive set, that's kind of where you're at. You probably get one given to you at that point. But yeah, this is actually not bad. I mean, they are both very close to the same. The one thing I did notice is that the CPU usage is a little bit different on the 2080, and I'm not going to look too much at the heat, because the room was very hot when this happened. So here we go with the 1080p highest. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. Like I said, I've been sick for a week and I'm not better yet. So I just want to this is the 1080 Ti footage is actually from my last video I did with the Ryzen 7 2700X and the 1080 Ti, and we went through all the different the settings. I'm only doing highest settings in this video. I did do some recordings of the lowest, but I really don't see a need to put those out right now. When I started going through these, like through the smoke here, you'll notice they go down to the exact same amount. So 113 frames per second. The average, though, is a little bit more substantial, a little bit more of a gain. Now, as far as the upgrading between these two, you're not going to upgrade from the 1080 Ti to the 2080. This is more of if you're running like a 9 series, like a 980 or something like that, and you're starting to question upgrading to a 10 series or the newer 20 series. Right now, I mean, there's a few extra bucks. I mean, maybe $100 more, and you can go with the 2080, because right now the 1080 Ti's are about $650. Where the 2080s are about $700 to $750, which will change when the Founders Editions are done. Alright, so we're going to go here with the 720p highest settings. Every time I've done this, there hasn't been that much of a gain. And it's really, going from the 1080p to the 720p, there hasn't been a lot of reason to switch between them. But if you're running 720p and you have a 1080 Ti or an RTX 2080, and the highest you can do is 720, you need to get a new monitor. But on real side, you want to max out your frames per second in a lot of cases. Some people will use the 720p just to get the extra 20 frames FPS. Personally, I don't think that's really a good idea, especially if you're on a larger monitor. If you're running say 27-inch monitor or something like that, the 720p is going to look kind of like garbage, and you may, lose a lot of your screen from that. So it's really, it comes up to a personal preference. As you can see, you do get a little bit more with the RTX cards. It's very marginal, $100 marginal on an average consumer. No, on a professional level, when you're not worried about it, yeah, that's you may want to look into that. Anyway, that's all I want to do for this video. Like I said, I've been sick and I just haven't been able to really put anything out, so I just had all these videos I started putting together. Definitely, if you're looking between the two cards, the RTX is a great card, but the 1080 Ti is an awesome card if you're trying to also save a little bit of cash. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Take care and happy gaming.